for attending my sunroom chat. Today I will identify the negative and positive currents in a wire and explain how they work using Vest theory. I will begin this discussion by first examining a demonstration that many of you have seen or tried yourself. When I rub this rubber balloon against a piece of cloth, it strips the electrons from the cloth. It gives the balloon an overall negative charge. And now it's able to stick to this wallboard. And the reason for this is shown in the next slide. Here we see the negative balloon bound fast to the drywall that on the surface has a positive charge. The balloon with a negative charge pushes electrons away from the surface of the wallboard. This allows the negative balloon to bond to the positive wallboard. This whole concept becomes important when we study current in a wire, and I'll come back to that towards the end of this talk. Here I have illustrated an electric circuit beginning with a generator and ending at ground. The generator is creating a large surplus of electrons, but of course they can't reach the electric light bulb unless the switch is turned on. When the light switch is turned on, the electrons crowd into the filament. This causes the hot filament to emit light. Here's the important part. When the switch is flipped on, the light comes on immediately. It's as if all the electrons begin moving at the same time. This is true even though electrons move rather slowly through a wire, less than 1% of the speed of light. What causes the electron flow? What causes negative and positive currents in the wire? Let's begin with this simple picture. The generator is creating a high concentration of electrons in the wire. Of course, the high concentration of electrons create an abundant number of anilon virtual particles that race down the wire. The anilon virtual particles bang into the electrons they meet. This pushes the electrons from an area of high concentration at the generator towards an area of low concentration at ground. In addition, the high concentration of anilon virtual particles push the electrons away from the protons at ground. This frees up the protons' p-elons. The protons' p-elons race towards the generator. This is the source of the positive current in a wire. The protons' p-elons bind to the electrons' anilons, and when the strings retract, it pulls the freely moving electrons in the wire towards the stationary protons at ground. Anilons and p-elons travel at great velocity. It's as if all the electrons begin moving at the same time. This causes the light to come on immediately after the switch is thrown. Let me recap the most important points. Anilons emanating from the electrons create a force of repulsion that push electrons to ground. Anilons are responsible for the negative current in a wire. P-elons emanating from the stationary protons at ground create a force of attraction with the electrons in the wire. They pull the electrons in the wire to ground. P-elons are responsible for the positive current in the wire. Anilons and p-elons travel at great velocity. As with any good theory, discussion and debate are always welcome. In the following slide, I leave you with a thought for you to consider. Thank you for your time. My book and all of my movies can be found on my website as follows. I truly hope you're having a great day.